Good morning. It's May 10th, about 7:15 in the morning, and I camped here at mile 282 last night. It was my first time camping alone, so that was kind of an adventure. I was hoping to find a place where there were other people, but my feet were just done, so I stopped here. I left Big Bear Lake yesterday, so that was at mile 266, so I guess I did about 12 miles. It's all right. Short day for me. In terms of mileage, long because I was moving really slow. I've got some significant blisters on my heels, and fortunately the trench foot is healing up. That's so exciting. So one problem is going away and another one is still there, but I'm hopeful the blisters will resolve themselves in the next couple days. People say your feet actually grow on this trip and that you need bigger shoes, and up to this point that's not been the case, but now I'm thinking I might be there because my toenails are getting sore and the fronts of my feet. So today I've got a descent all day, about 3,000 feet, so that could present some challenges with the toes. So we'll see. There is a hot spring in 24.5 miles from here. It would be so awesome to make it there by this evening. I think it's probably not realistic for me the way I'm feeling today, and I'm getting a pretty late start, so probably get there tomorrow. And the next, my next resupply box is in Cajon Pass, which is at mile 343. So I think I'll probably get there on Monday. I would love to get there on Sunday, but we'll just have to see how the things go. Yesterday I passed 273, which is really significant to me because that's how long the long trail is in Vermont. And so now I have officially hiked longer than I ever have in my life before. So that's super exciting for me. Today it's cloudy. I opened my tent door and it's super misty. I'll show you that in a second. And there's been a little bit of drizzle. So this is the first time to wake up with a little rain. I guess it's the second time it's been cloudy on the trip, which is amazing. I guess maybe that's normal for the desert, but yeah, so tomorrow's supposed to rain and thunderstorm and all that stuff, which, yeah, I'm not super looking forward to, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Yeah, that's all I got. This is the scene I woke up to this morning. You never know what you're going to see when you open your tent door, so it's kind of exciting to have that surprise every morning. Nice, cool, foggy day. So a few days ago I was hiking from the wind farm near Cabazon, California, and that and then I got to this place where there was a river, Whitewater, I think it's called Whitewater Creek, and there had been a major flood there this year. So the trail had been washed out. It was kind of hard to walk and stuff, and but as I got further upstream, there had been a forest fire, and so I started thinking about the relationship between the forest fire and the flood, and realizing that, if those roots of the trees had been living, they probably would have sucked up a lot of that water, and they would have provided this kind of mesh in the soil that would have prevented that flood and major erosion from happening. So that was interesting to think about the link between the forest fire and the flood. And then yesterday when I was walking, I saw all these trees that had been killed by beetles, and I was thinking, okay, maybe before the forest fire there's also a lot of beetle action, so there's all these dead trees lying around that would catch fire a lot more easily than living trees. So I'm, seeing this relationship between pine beetles, forest fire, then flood. I'm not a scientist, but just using some observational skills and deductive reasoning, there might be a connection there. Well, it is about 9:30 and I have only hiked about 2 miles, which is really slow for me. My heel blisters are really hurting. I think it's the first day I felt kind of discouraged. I've only seen one person today, and it's cloudy. Walking through this burned out forest, it's kind of like walking through a cemetery. It's a little bit sad and melancholy. So, yeah, and I'm just tired of being in pain, man. Like, I want my feet to feel okay. So I had the thought that I would take that second way into Big Bear and then take some more time off. And then I realized that I passed that yesterday, 8 miles ago. So I got to plug on, and it's starting to rain a little bit. I think we're in for some real rain and storms tomorrow. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm 56 miles out of Cajon Pass, which is where my next resupply is. So 3 days of hiking, including today, I think. So I keep plugging on slowly. It's about 11:30, just saw a couple more hikers, and my mood has gotten better. I'm so excited. I don't know why, but yeah, it's misty and rainy. It's really beautiful, actually. I think maybe just seeing a few other people made me feel better about being out here and that I'm not totally alone. And yeah, I'm kind of letting go of some of the ego of like, I'm a good hiker, I'm a fast hiker, or whatever. I'm just going really slowly today, and it's the way it is. But it's kind of nice to see people that I've, haven't seen for a while, who I thought might be ahead of me or coming from behind, and we're just kind of leapfrogging. So it's definitely not a race here, and there's an ebb and flow of speeds. So I'm gonna take a little break. So I got off trail. The PCT is not a blaze trail like the Appalachian Trail or the Long Trail that has white marks on the trees every, 20 yards or something. They're just kind of randomly placed trail markers here, often in really obvious places. I'm not sure how they decide where to put them and where not to put them, but anyway, there's no promise that this is a blaze trail. So you're supposed to carry maps, a compass, know how to orienteer, and then, the Gut Hooks app helps as well. Do I have maps or a compass or know how to orienteer? No, I do not. Is the Gut Hooks app working? No, also not. So I've been following this Jeep road. What happened was I got to a river crossing. There was a very clear trail marker when I got to the crossing, and across the road there was no visible trail anywhere else, so I think I should follow the road, which is what the Gut Hooks app said. So I followed that for a while. Road started going up. It's a Jeep road, and I know that today I'm supposed to be going downhill most of the time, so that said to me something's off. And I knew there'd be water all the way today, which also tells me that I should be following a stream. So just went up this hill to get a view of where I'm at. I can see the stream down below me, and I can see the trail. How am I going to get over there? I don't know. I will show you. It's kind of down in a ravine. So there you can see the river stream down there, and then kind of above it you see the trail, like right at the bottom of that sandy part, and then it kind of goes along behind that tree. Get a little glimpse of it over there as well. So this is pretty darn steep. I don't know that I'm gonna scramble down that. There is a road crossing coming up where the trail crosses the road, so I may just keep on this Jeep road for a little while and hope that this is the road that crosses the trail. I don't know. You got to think about it and see what I want to do. I think the first step is to kind of look around here and see if there's a way to just get over to the trail that isn't quite so steep. That is what I just climbed down, and it was clear other people had done the same thing. Of course, we went across the slope to minimize erosion, and there were footprints there, so it just made me maybe think about the importance of good trailblazing or markers in order to help with leave no trace, because as people get off trail like this, we you know, it's not good for the environment when we're walking around wherever and causing more erosion and stuff like that. So it's super helpful to have those trail markers so that we stay on the trail and minimize our impact on the environment out here. So my next challenge is getting across this little creek, which looks like it's got some sandbars. I think that part in the middle is going to be kind of marshy, but I'm almost back to the trail, so yay. So I decided I'm gonna go down over here where it's not as steep and try to get down to the river and cross it, see if I can find a place to cross that. It's not a river, it's a stream. And get over to the trail while I can see it. It just seems like the most sure way to do it. So I got across this first part, and now I have this to get through. There are nettles, and who knows what else. And I think there's more water on the other side. So I gotta turn the camera off, but this is what we call bushwhacking. Made it through that stuff. And there's a little pond here. I think over here I'll be able to get through somehow. Trying not to get my boots wet. That's the goal. Oh look, you can see it looks like someone else stepped across here too. The good news is the trail is right up there. I smell something, which I hope is not poodle dog bush. Okay. Turning this off while I do the next step. Look at that. That's a trail. Yay! There were actually two people on it who I had seen yesterday when I came up the hill, and so that was also nice to have a little human interaction. And they told me there's a turnoff for another little town in 11 miles, so I might just do that tonight and maybe wait out the storm tomorrow inside. So that gives me a little hope. We'll see. I'm tired of walking today, so I ran the last 4.5 hours. Hi, it is 8:30 and I actually made it to the hot springs, so 24.5 miles. I ran for 4 hours. I don't know what got into me, but it felt really amazing. It was just like, just felt so good. Hoping I'm going to be able to do more of that. See how my body feels tomorrow. If I want to do that more long term, I definitely need to lighten my pack, because it's a little nuts to do that with a 26-pound, 28-pound pack, whatever I've got going here. The hot springs are amazing. My boots are soaked, so my feet got all wet and wrinkly. They look very pruny, which is really not ideal considering the trench foot situation. So hopefully that will resolve itself tomorrow. If it's nice out, I might hang out here for a while. If it's not, I don't know. We'll see. Forecast said 90% thunderstorms for Saturday when I checked it 2 days ago. So we'll have to see what happens.